So today we're going to make papdi no lot, or khichu, as many people call it. This is a beloved, absolutely beloved snack in many Gujarati homes. It's basically just rice flour with some spices, green chilies, cumin, carom seeds or ajmo, and salt. And it's just kind of steamed together into this delicious, chewy and soft, very mochi-like texture. It's savory and it's spicy and it's just so good. One thing I recently found out, so my family has been making papdi no lot my entire life. My aunt is our papdi no lot expert, but I recently found out that one of the main ingredients in papdi no lot is what we call papad kharo, is potentially unsafe and potentially toxic. It is sodium benzoate, and it can convert, it can react with acid and high temperatures and convert into benzene, which is problematic. And so I wanted to figure out a way to make papdi no lot in a way that's safer. And so I experimented several times and found a way to make it with baking soda that works perfectly and you can't tell the difference. So let me share the recipe of papdi no lot. Start by boiling 2 cups of water. Add the cumin seeds, the carom seeds or ajmo, salt, and green chili paste, and bring this to a rolling boil. Now that the water is at a rolling boil, I'm going to add the red chili powder. I don't add this before because it can vaporize the chili and cause everyone in the house to cough. Add the baking soda. Give it one quick stir. And then add the rice flour. Lower the heat and mix to combine. Make sure you're using a sturdy silicone spatula. Traditionally, my family would use a Whalern, a Gujarati thin rolling pin, but I find that using a sturdy silicone spatula saves you the step of kneading the dough while it's really hot, because the silicone spatula does the work for you. Okay, now that it's mostly well combined, on low heat, mash this together for 1 to 2 minutes until it is a smooth mixture. So just kind of pull it along the surface of the pan and take out any of those little clumps and knots that you see in the dough, and just knead for about a minute or so. Sometimes you might need a little more, but you'll see that it'll start to pull away from the pan and clump together and form a dough, as you can see now. Okay, you can see it is turned into a much smoother dough. I'm going to turn the heat off and transfer the dough to a bowl. And cover and let rest for at least 30 minutes. So the papdi no lot, the dough has rested for about an hour. And show you what it looks like. It's nice and soft. It's nice and doughy. So that's perfect. I'm going to put this aside. I have a steamer basket. Put on a plate, and I like to use my hands to grease the steamer basket because I'm going to use my hands to shape the papdi no lot. So this just help get the oil on my hands already. There we go. Set this aside, and you can make your papdi no lot rings or donuts any size you like. I like to use 2 tablespoons. I feel like that's the perfect size for a snack. It gives you 2 or 3 bites, and it's not too big, not too small. So that is my preferred size, but honestly, you could do whatever you prefer. So I like to use the tablespoon measure. I dip it in oil, and I measure out 2 tablespoons. and just kind of squish it between your hands a couple of times. Form it into a ball. Push down. Pinch any edges that are not holding together. Push down, and then you can use your finger to create the little donut shape. I'm going to place it on the greased steaming tray. You could use your finger, but my preference is to use a chopstick. So let me just grab 2 tablespoons of the dough, mush it back and forth a couple of times, form a ball, and then press it down into a puck shape. You can put it on a plate and use a chopstick and just kind of push out the circle, and it's a lot easier to do. All right, I have a puck, and then using a chopstick, just create the little circle in the middle, and that's a lot easier to do. And there it is. I'm just going to brush some oil on top. There it is. These are ready to steam. So I'm going to start by wrapping the lid for my Dutch oven. I have some water boiling in the Dutch oven, but I want to make sure that the steam doesn't fall back on top of the papino load as much as possible. So I'm just going to wrap a kitchen towel around the lid, grab the opposite corners, and just tie a couple of secure knots. Now that is not going anywhere. Have a trivet I'm going to place inside the water. Now that the water is boiling, add the papino load, add the lid, and set a timer for 20 minutes. Okay, it's been 20 minutes, and let's check on our papino load. Of the heat. You can see that it's expanded a little bit. I'm going to take them out of the heat. I'm just going to let them cool a little bit before I touch them. So about 10 to 20 minutes, just let them rest here, and then they will be ready to eat. The papino load has cooled, and you can see it's nice and cooked and just perfect texture. It's soft and spongy and chewy and just perfect. I'm gonna take a bite. So good, perfect on its own, just delicious. Different families enjoy papino load in different ways. You could just eat it with some plain oil. Peanut oil, avocado oil, or even olive oil work really well. You could also add some oil and some pickle masala. What I'm going to do today is one of my favorite ways, but my absolute favorite way is to just eat it with plain oil, but is to have a little bit of oil, add a small pinch of sanchar or Indian black salt, and a small pinch of flaked chili powder, and just swirl that around. And I love just kind of pouring this over my papino load. So I'm going to grab one and just drizzle a little bit of this. Swirl that around and just drizzle a little bit over your papino load, and just perfect. You mush it around a little bit. So good. Delicious.